For part two, we are going to use the 50, 30, 20 budget and zero-based method of budgeting, and we are going to come up with a budget for yourself. Okay, you are going to have to figure out rent, which will be step 3, and transportation, step 4, as part of this. Okay, because you need to understand what you're going to budget for, what is to your accessibility. So in the budgeting, the first thing that I ask for is your life card, okay? So you do need to decide, or you need to put your life card on here. And then you can open up your spreadsheet with your budget, and you are going to record your life card. So my life card is right here, and I put that under once because I don't think a new iPhone is a necessity. It's going to depend, I guess, but for me, it's not a necessity. It was a want. So then the next thing I'm going to look at is student loans. If you do not have any, obviously you can put a dash through this. And then you're going to go back to your spreadsheet, and you are going to record your student loans. And I recorded mine here for $336. Then I need to go back here and I need to look at rent, and we're going to look at housing step 3. So we first need to decide what is my budget. So my net pay, is going to be, this is going to be 30% of my net pay. My net pay was $42.88, and I got that from over here. Okay, those all coincide. That's how much you have to spend. So I got this number because I took my $42.88 and I multiplied it by 30%. The next thing that you need to do is you need to find a place you would like to rent. Do you need a roommate? You might be able to afford a little bit more if you get a roommate. Is it close to work? Is this in a location that you feel you would want to live, and that would be close to work? Once you find your place, you do need to keep into or take into account utilities, okay? A studio, obviously, that is going to be by yourself, and a 1-bedroom is going to be by yourself. But if you have a 2-bedroom, and this is your utilities, you can have a roommate, okay? And you will take that number and divide it by 2. Or maybe you have 2 roommates, so you will take this 3-bedroom at the $250 and divide it by 3. Renter's insurance, this is going to have a $200 deductible, meaning if something happens, you're going to have to pay $200 and it will cover everything else. You are going to, so it's going to be your portion of the rent, okay? So if your portion is $1,286.40, then you're going to find where that number lies, which would be right here, and you're going to end up paying $28 a month. If you want no deductible, so if there's a fire and your clothes are destroyed, you have no deductible, meaning you don't have to pay that $200 in order to get compensation. You will have to pay an extra $3 per month. Okay, this is per person. Okay, so you cannot divide renter's insurance. That is for your belongings and your stuff. So that is not divisible. Just the utilities. Make sure you go down here and you realize the rent is due on the 10th, and you will be paying that via automatic payment. This obviously is not due yet. And then you do need to record this in slide 4. So if I go to slide 4, that is going to look like this. I am going to put in my rent, my utilities, my housing cost, down here. If you chose to have a roommate, please include that. I do want a couple pictures. When you get to transportation, you're going to have 2 choices. You're going to have public transportation right here, and you're going to have to look up, how much does it cost for a bus for the month, for a bus pass, and you would put that here. If you choose to have your own car, you're going to end up putting your car payment here. Estimate at least $20 a week for gas. So I did not include that. I forgot to include that on your sheet. So we will include that. And now this, I combined, this said car insurance and then it said car repairs. Combine that into one right here, and we will put the amount for that. So even if you choose to not have a car payment and use your old car, you will, let's say you have a zero there, you will have to still have car insurance and car repairs, okay, and gas. So you will have to figure that out. If you have your own car, what kind of car would you have? Okay, so find a picture or two and put those in there. Then you will go back to your sheet, make sure that you are taking anything into consideration. I decided, I want Amazon. So that is $150 a year, so I'm going to just figure that per month. That's $13 a month. Weekly treats, I do like to stop and get a Frosty. So maybe I'm going to budget, and maybe I do that twice a week. And so I'm going to budget 6 times, so $24 a month for that. And then I'll go ahead and budget other stuff. Over here, entertainment, maybe it's eating out, and maybe you like to go to the movies. So maybe you do a couple things. You can do that. Maybe that's another, $40 a month. Okay, you can add whatever you want. Once you're done here, you do need to transfer this over to your sheet, okay? And then the goal is to get your over under to 0, okay? These should automatically calculate. If you have any problems, if you don't have enough lines, let me know and I can help you with that.